What's the deal with nipples? They're censored everywhere, but not all nipples are censored equally. Well, it all started with the Puritans, who in the first acts of censorship burned any books they deemed inappropriate. In 1873, Congress passed the Comstock Act, which banned the mailing of obscene materials related to sex, erotica, or contraceptives. States followed suit with their own laws, including Connecticut, who allowed for couples to be arrested in their own bedrooms. This ended when mailing contraceptives was finally allowed for medical purposes. Currently, book banning takes a different form, in which school boards, parents, and libraries decide what is suitable for children and their communities. This is done with minimal oversight, as these communities exist semi-independently of each other, with different values, ideologies, and opinions on nipples. This leaves a lot of room for variations in rules around the United States, as very few government guidelines exist. Where there are a lot of government guidelines is on television. This is the domain of the FCC, who has ruled the word nipples allowed, seeing men's nipples allowed, but seeing everyone else is illegal. In 2004, Janet Jackson's nip slip at the Super Bowl became the most searched image in Internet history. The FCC attempted to fine CBS for the incident, but it was later dropped by the courts on the grounds that their reasoning was unfair based on the circumstances. In 2013, the FCC did consider dropping the ban on the F word and non-sexual nudity. The measure was placed under open commenting, but did not move further. Social media giants are not governed by FCC rules, but instead create their own community guidelines. Tumblr, in an attempt at gender-neutral censoring, added the term female presenting to their clause on the ban of nipples on their site as a part of their adult content ban starting December of 2018. This spurred a large backlash from their users who turned the phrase into a meme. Once their ban was enacted, their AI system began flagging many actually safe for work posts, which alienated their user base even more. Instagram, on the other hand, bans all nudity while avoiding meme status because they stuck with industry standard phrasing against nipples. Their standpoint is that they would like their site to be friendly to people of all ages, but anyone who uses Instagram could tell you that nudity still slips past their highly restrictive algorithms. AI simply isn't perfect enough to catch everything without banning too many other things randomly, like on Tumblr. Much of Facebook's censorship comes from its team of people that manually go through reported posts. They claim that nipples are allowed when in protests, breastfeeding, or artistically displayed, as is the standard, but with manual decision-making, it's hard to know where bias comes into play. They also explicitly state that it is female nipples they are choosing to censor, which illustrates the implicit bias they're starting out with. YouTube joins in on the nipple censoring, but does allow them in an educational or artistic context. It must be clear to them and their algorithms that this is the case, though. If they are taken out of this context, even if their original source is within it, then they will be censored per the community guidelines. According to YouTube, even putting them in the thumbnails and pixelated can be suggestive enough to warrant censorship, so it can be a difficult line to walk, though. Throughout the history of the United States, there have been moves to keep nipples hidden, to keep them secret, but not everyone's. The only way to fight censorship is with knowledge, and the only way to have knowledge is to not blindly accept the way that things are, but to research them for yourself.